Today on Softball 360, presented by the ASA.
I'm Carly Applin, and the Long Haul Bombers play their part in a home run tradition, hammering it like Hank at Turner Field in Hotlanta.
That's right, Carly. Show bombs to 7:15 level as Easton combat DeMarini and Mikan square off. Follow the fast pitch progress of Team USA as the nation's best prepare to take on the world. It's early in the season, but time to take a look at who's hot and who's not. Venus Taylor goes beyond the headlines at the Women's College World Series. From fans and tailgaters to the ladies of Team USA. And listen in as Combat's Johnny McCraw is mic'd up in Atlanta. Earmuffs, anyone? Softball 360 presented by the ASA starts right now.
Excited to bring you the news, features, and the how-to.
All right, it's time to get it on.
Greetings, fans, and welcome to the world of Softball 360. I'm your host, Carly Applin, and we're in the midst of the summer of softball, following tournaments coast to coast and the ASA Long Haul Bombers Stadium Power Tour. Let's catch up with some of the greatest softball home run hitters in the world as they prepare for an old-fashioned Southern slugfest at the home of the Braves. The locals call it the TED, others Turner Field.
The long ball provides the backbeat in the ATL, a town where home runs rule. Props to Hammer and Hank Aaron abound at Turner Field. This is the exact spot where number 715 landed. Today, it's a coveted tailgate spot, and despite the tradition, only 2 more seasons left to experience Turner Field, as the Braves are building a brand new park north of Atlanta. The TED, as locals call it, began life as the centerpiece for the 1996 Summer Olympics. And today, it's the Braves versus the Red Sox, with the ultimate pregame show, the ASA Long Haul Bombers.
It's warm. Nice warm here.
I've never been here, Joe. This is nice.
Backspin it and get it out of here.
You'd love to hit that Coca-Cola bottle if you could hit it that far. That'd be nice, but that's a long way.
This will be a nice day.
Easton Scott Kirby brought his family along. Wife Marissa and son Vance are here to cheer him on. Scott spent 6 years with the Milwaukee Brewers organization, and today softball is a huge part of his and his family's lives. As showtime approaches, the Bombers run into old friend Greer Howard. She hosted Softball 360 back in the day. Today, Greer reports for the Braves TV show, and she looks back fondly on her time with the Stadium Power Tour.
I went on the Long Haul Bomber Tour. I love that because you got to go to all the Major League Baseball stadiums, and it was just an incredible experience, and the Long Haul Bombers are really good, and it was just fun.
Today's Bombers are ready for round 3, and while Easton has an early lead, Flip Philby shares his grip to keep Mikan in the race.
Yep, knuckles lined up, about 2.5 inches above the knob. Let her fly. Rip it and rip it.
DeMarini's Chris Larson has won it all before and has the proper gear dialed in.
CL22, buddy. Always.
For Easton, round 3 in Atlanta is about setting the pace, keeping the lead, and making the family proud. Showtime at the TED is rapidly approaching.
We'll have all the action from Turner Field a little later in the show, but right now, let's get caught up on scoring, scheduling, and who's hot and who's not.
The heat is on the ASA Stadium Power Tour. The season opener in Houston was a sizzling show bomb spectacular as DeMarini and Easton tied at the home of the Astros, sending softballs into orbit. In round 2, a hot Friday night in Cincinnati, and hometown hero Brian Wegman was on fire, winning in dramatic style on the money ball.
Attaboy! That's it. It's coming down. Hurry. Ooh. Attaboy!
Also hot off the presses, the softball scene in Oklahoma City. The ASA Hall of Fame fields have been named the official host site of the NCAA Women's World Series through 2035. Softball City, indeed. Okay, who's not hot? The weather at Corky's Early Bird. Cool was how it felt at this early season tourney in southern Minnesota, but at least it didn't snow. And for teams and players who did not prepare in the offseason, take a look at some of the reasons why you should. Not hot.
Come get it! Right here, right here, right here. Attaboy. Get it in!
And there you have it. Stick around. Plenty more to come on Softball 360, presented by the ASA.
When Softball 360 returns on the road with Team USA, the men's fast pitch team tunes up for the World Championships. Venus Taylor may be the all-hat first team as she hangs out with the fans of the national champs in softball. And showtime in the ATL as Teams Easton, Combat, DeMarini, and Mikan gear up and get ready for round 3 of the ASA Stadium Power Tour. Softball 360 is brought to you by ASA USA Softball, the national governing body of softball in the U.S. By Easton Sports, there is a difference. The difference is Easton. By Mikan Sports, elite equipment for the elite player. Mikan Sports. By DeMarini, upgrade your game with the DeMarini Stadium CL22 and Flipper Aftermath. And by OfficialGear.com, the one-stop shop for umpires and officials.
Welcome back to Softball 360, presented by the ASA. One of the premier softball events was just held, the prestigious NCAA Women's College World Series, and there was plenty of world-class action on display. Our feature reporter Venus Taylor went beyond the great plays.
At the Women's College World Series, a lot of news for the play on the field, but beyond the headlines, the fans, tailgaters, and colorful characters whose love of the sport has no limits. From Baylor Bears, Oregon Ducks, to the national champs of Florida, the Gators, Venus Taylor shared their passion.
Are you giving them a little extra added help here with these glasses and this hat?
All the help we can give them.
Absolutely. What's underneath here? You got anything kind of keeping you cool? That's what I thought. Look at that. What a strategy.
Yeah.
Let me check that out.
Taking part in the World Series scene, the ladies of Team USA, always the center of attention, are ready to represent at the World Cup of Softball in California later this summer.
It's an unexplainable feeling. I've really enjoyed the experience, something I've dreamt about since I was really little, so just to be able to be on the field and wear the USA across my chest it's an honor.
Venus Taylor caught up with Team USA at practice to find out what makes these ladies the best at what they do.
Softball is a family ordeal, you know, you don't get here by yourself, and so just trying to make everybody proud. You know, I tried to make sure that I worked harder than anybody else, and I didn't give myself an excuse to, you know, not practice, to not do well, to not train, to not push, you know, even when I was tired and, you know, just didn't really want to go out. I just kept working through it, and I think you just have to have that grit.
Let's check in with Team USA, America's best fast pitch players. Tune-up time for Team USA as the men's fast pitch team gets ready to challenge the world later this summer. Team USA features 18 of the best fast pitch softball players in America.
You look for kids that you think can be part of a team, that aren't there for themselves. We always say it's not always the best players, but it's the right players.
And one of the right players is veteran Daniel Centro, back for round 2 with Team USA.
It's nice to have a second shot. I like to call it my revenge. It's the USA. It's as big as it gets.
Take a good look at the fast pitch game. The field is tighter, a lot faster than you expect.
It's a lot quicker game, fast pitch softball is to baseball. And your hands have to be a lot quicker. The bases are shorter.
On the mound, the pitching technique is a big part of the game.
There's 2 accepted deliveries. You can either pro hop, which is a skip, which we're allowed to do, which is basically like this. or you can just drag your back foot if you watch the footwork here, or you can drag it through.
Now, if you think this pitching motion comes easy and natural, the coach says think again.
How many cavemen went out and threw their spears underhand at trying to get their meals? Actually, the underhand is not a natural motion. It's a difficult skill, and that's why it takes many years to develop that.
Today, Team USA is playing in Midland, Michigan. Along the banks of the Chippewa River, it flows under Tridge, 3 bridges that all lead to the home of the Loons and Dow Diamond and classic minor league baseball. Meanwhile, upstream, Team USA has some work to do. Getting ready to take on the world is not an easy task.
Yeah, there's pressure comes with representing the country, but then again, I mean, everyone on the team is, it's the same thing. Everyone's dealing with the same pressure, and I think it's an honor to represent your country.
The game may be just a tad different, but what never changes is the love of the game and playing for pride.
Everybody wants to beat you. Nobody wants to lose, especially to a bunch of kids, but let alone the USA team. It's a big deal. It's definitely an honor.
Up next, Team USA travels to Whitehorse, Canada to represent the United States against the world. And we'll have updates on softball360.com.
Plenty of more action to come. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, round 3 of the ASA Stadium Power Tour.
Welcome back. I'm Carly Applin, and Softball 360 is the show all about softball and the ASA, the governing body of the sport. And when the best of softball get together, they play at the ASA Super.
Millions of Americans play the sport of softball, but only the best of the best have been invited to St. Paul, Minnesota to compete for the title in the ASA Super National. It was a battle of the best, or was it the beast? The biggest, baddest softball teams in the USA met in St. Paul, Minnesota for the ASA Super National.
A glove on it, the play to second base, and they're going to say, not in time. Play at the plate, not going to be in time. And Giel lays into one, and that is not coming back, folks. That is well gone.
This year, the team from Long Haul Hortonbach Auto is playing some impressive softball, led by the legend, Brett the Hitman Helmer. Power, teamwork, and experience all on display.
And obviously for us, we're going there with one goal. We're going there to win that. That's absolutely been the plan since day one. We're going to go down there and hopefully bring our best game and walk out there with a championship.
The biggest, baddest, and the brutes of softball will slug it out in Fort Worth, Texas at the ASA Super in August. For more information, head over to our website at softball360.com. Now, all summer long, we've been putting some softballers through a pretty unique challenge on the field. Time now for another installment of the ASA USA Challenge.
All right, I'm here with Taylor Hoagland, and we are here today with the USA ASA Challenge. Tell us how you're going to get ahead, Taylor.
Well, I'm going to watch what the girls did, and then I'm just going to do the opposite. That's how I'm going to win.
All right, that seems like a pretty good strategy. I have full confidence in you. We're here. All right.
I like it. Thank you.
Taylor, are you ready?
Here we go. Hey, I'm coming for you.
Ready, go.
33 seconds, you are in
Sounds
first
like
place.
Gold to me, baby. Sounds like gold to me.
I saw your teammates out there trying to hold you down a little bit. What happened out there?
You gotta shake the haters, baby.
Great job, Taylor.
Thank you.
To find out who's in the lead and watch other softballers take the challenge, head over to softball360.com to watch all the action. More to come on Softball 360. Stay tuned.
Still ahead, round 3 of the ASA Stadium Power Tour. Team Easton, Combat, DeMarini, and Mikan have gathered at Turner Field to see who's the greatest home run hitter in the land. Softball 360 is brought to you by ASA USA Softball, the national governing body of softball in the U.S. By Combat Sports, not all bats are created equal. By Evil Sports, the best softball on the planet is evil. evilsports.com. By bpathletics.com. For the best service and price, bpathletics.com. By softballcenter.com, the site for major softball news. And by officialgear.com, the one-stop shop for umpires and officials.
Welcome back, and time now for round 4 of the ASA Long Haul Bombers Stadium Power Tour. The points battle for the Manufacturers Cup is starting to define itself, so every swing matters. Let's turn now to Turner Field in Atlanta for the main event.
Showtime in the ATL, and Combat's Johnny McCraw is mic'd up.
755 Club, here we come.
The rules of the Stadium Power Tour are straightforward. Each slugger gets 15 swings, and each home run is worth 1 point, except the last pitch, the almighty money ball, worth 2 points and often the difference between victory and defeat. DeMarini's Chris the Crusher Larson leads off, and after a few shanks, the former champ on the Power Tour locks in, and it's show bomb time. Evil softballs are leaving downtown Atlanta, heading to the suburbs.
That's it. Attaboy. That might go to Buckhead.
Larson's DeMarini bat sends another one deep into the yard. And on the money ball, time to cash in. Upper deck into the 755 Club. Holy Hammer and Hank, 11 points and the early lead. Can Easton's Brian Wegman tighten up the contest? With his quick whip-like swing, Wegs is up to the task.
There you go. That's killed.
Wegs and his Easton bat are put in a good position to win once Wegs is warmed up. He slams, slugs, and smacks to end his shift with 8 points. Heads up in right field as Kevin Flip Philby steps up. The hefty lefty is also a former champ and puts his Mikan bat to the test. And the Southern Fried Slugfest is on. And the Braves fans show some skills. Nice catch, pal. A softball souvenir for you.
Attaboy right there.
And on the money ball, Flip has the greenbacks with 10 points. Not enough to top Larson, but mighty impressive for the Manufacturers Cup race. We've been hearing him talk and squawk. Can Combat's Johnny McCraw walk the talk? Crawdaddy lets his bat do the jaw jacket. Make that most of the time. And on the money ball, McCraw clobbers and clubs it all the way to the 755 Club. 9 points for Team Combat.
Yeah, I hit that one pretty good.
It's Bubba time. DeMarini's Bubba Brungart. One of the youngest sluggers on the tour, Bubba shows no fear at the plate. Take a look at Bubba's power stroke. His massive legs are like the pistons of a diesel train. Let's see it again. When Bubba connects, the planets collide.
Attaboy.
A solid effort by Bubs, and his DeMarini teammate Chris Larson is still the king of the softball mountain in the ATL so far. Time for the last man standing, Easton's Scott Kirby. With his family on hand, Curbs wants to make him proud and does not mince around.
Yeah, it's gone.
Bang, zoom, deep into the yard, and it's show bomb time in Atlanta. Curbs is climbing up the charts quick, fast, and in a hurry. He's just 1 point behind Larson going into the money ball. Curbs can win it all with this pitch. And look out!
That's it.
Home run.
That's it.
A victory for Scott Kirby and 12 big points for Easton, while Greer Howard catches up with Curbs.
So insane because you were tied the money ball, you hit it right out. Did you know you were going to take it?
You know, you never know. So I was happy I did, and of course he pitched a good pitch. I got down, spun it, and it went out. So.
Well, you definitely put up a decent number for the team, and it was a whole lot of fun. Thanks so much for being here, and congrats on the win.
All right, thanks, Rick.
And here's a look at the final standings from round 3 of the Stadium Power Tour in Atlanta. Scott Kirby escapes with the narrow 1 point victory over Chris Larson.
Talk about Hotlanta. The Bombers really added to that steamy southern night, and the plot thickens as we head toward the finals in Fort Worth, Texas on August 22nd and 23rd. Keep in mind, only 6 Bombers are going to make it, so we hope to see you there. That's all the time we have for you today for this episode of Softball 360. Make sure to stay up to date on all things softball at softball360.com, and of course, like us on Facebook. I'm your host, Carly Applin, and as I like to say, get out to the park and play.
Join us next week on Softball 360. Meet Lulu. That's right, Luis Reynaz, the shortstop with a huge story from Cuba to America and starting spot on one of the best teams in the USA. And the Stadium Power Tour heads to the Trop, round 4 at Tropicana Field. Those stories and more next week on Softball 360, presented by the ASA.